We back, baby. We back. Doom Patrol season 3, episodes 1, 2, and 3 dropped. And your boy back with a one take review for them. This is one of my favorite. I'm about, I thought I heard my phone ring. This is one of my favorite DC shows, comic book shows, superhero shows ever. I love the first season. I love the cast. Everything about this show is so great to me. Now, what we do know, also people just spoilers because I have to get into spoilers. You have to get into the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? Of everything that goes on. Uh, that give me a second. My bad. That the season 2 was cut short because of the pandemic. So that last episode we see in season 2 is the penultimate episode. Was originally supposed to be the penultimate episode, and the first episode of season 3 supposed to be the finale for season 1. Now, and let's just dive right into it. I enjoyed that one, but to me, I think it kind of threw me off because if I probably would have watched season 2 leading up to this, it probably would have flowed a little bit better. But the flow was taken out because like I'm a year removed from that, and now I get this episode and it's going back picking up where stuff was at. So it just kind of threw me off. And uh, you have Dorothy going up against the Candlemaker, which I liked it when she shot the arrow at her and then caught it herself and just pretty much like, nah, we gonna sit here until we get things straight. And that's one of the things I think Doom Patrol does. Doom Patrol doesn't always have a big fight or just like big climactic things. It's like, no, there's another way we can do it. Because in the first season against Mr. Nobody, they did it perfect. Like, nah, it's not gonna be some epic fight. Of course, you had the giant rat and stuff like that, but no, we can solve this in a different way, yet it still feels satisfying. And I do think it felt satisfying. Then you start seeing the crew come back. Uh, Dorothy sees that the chief's dead, and like she's kind of hurt. Well, I'm not kind of hurt. She's hurt. Like that definitely affects her. Not only that, we having Larry going out to space with the negative spirit to get some stuff for that going. That's something I'm definitely gonna have to touch on because that was one of the weirdest and it's still the most confusing element to this thing because I don't know if I need to go back and just watch those scenes individually by themselves because I still don't know what the purpose was and I still don't technically really know what happened. Um, but yeah, it was just things get going. Nobody's mourning the chief other than Dorothy and Jane. Like, but we don't really see the one with Jane until like later on. I think the only person who was genuinely didn't care that he was gone was Cliff. Him and Cliff's relationship, donezo. Like Cliff has no love for him. It's like, bro, you made me miss so much of my daughter's life, all because of like your selfish ways and everything. He also the chief leaves a key entrusted to Rita because I think he sees the potential in Rita as like a leader and like he believes Rita can be more than what she sees in herself, which is always a big problem with them. That's one of the things about the show I think is so good. They still like all these characters are traumatic characters. They have so much baggage, so much stuff they're going through. A lot of it is the Chiefs' fault for real. But like just even then though, even when they get past all of that, they still have so much stuff they're dealing with. So he leaves this responsibility to Rita, and she's just kind of like, don't think I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Especially like you ruined me. Like I don't think and I think that's a big part that a lot of people had after, especially like Cliff and Rita, like bro, you left us, and you want both of us to technically help you because like what do we owe you? Like literally nothing. Like you literally ruined our lives. Like our people cry and mourn for us because of you. Like you know what I'm saying? And we get some closure as well with Jane, who's Denai Guerrero. I think it's a Denai Guerrero. I want to make sure I'm saying her name correct. But like she always has the just best things going on. You know what I'm saying with her character. And this one we discover that the being it's not Miranda. It's something that's been building up in K for a while now, and it's finally like just manifested into like a actual physical body. That's what we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? The, like torment, all the things the K's been through because man, that girl's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And eventually it takes all the different personality. Well, not all, a big portion of them, because we still have yet to see 64 of them. But we see this a big portion of them like push through. You know what I'm saying? To get Jane back in the position where she can take care of Kay. And like I said, that's always good stuff. I love that we're seeing more of Kay as well. But that's more of in episodes 1 and 2. And at the end of the first episode, that technically is the season 2 finale. Like I said, Larry goes off, and then we get a new character, Madam Road, who they never actually say her name in the show. Not to my knowledge, they don't say her name in the show. But obviously, there's places you can look and just basically see what's going on. And she's looking for Niles Calder. The lady who was the lead in the play that Rita was in, she falls down the hole that this woman came out of, and she dies. Apparently, Madam Road comes from the future. I'm assuming the future. I'm assuming gotta be the future. Gotta be the future. But I don't know too much about Madame Road, but one of the weirdest things about it when we saw her talking to like the lead actress, her face started like changing. So I'm wondering what that has to do with Rita. Because another thing, now let's dive into the actual season 3, okay? Those 2 episodes. You have the crew. They need to go on vacation. They have to go on vacation. They have been on some stuff. We get introduced to Garax, the what is it? The Decimator. I literally have all this wrote down, and I literally left my phone somewhere. I don't know where I put it. But you have that. Him and Samuelson, I think his name Samuelson, the red guy, and they were sent by the Brotherhood of Evil. They don't know what their mission was. They know they have to get Rita, but they don't know exactly what their mission was. And they've been on Earth for a long time, okay? Let's just say an extremely long time. Even while they've been on Earth, literally the Brotherhood of Evil got took down. So it's all bad for those two. So they pretty much like give up. They just start chilling. They chilling at the resort that the Doom Patrol pops in on. We need to fire the secretary. Because even when we get to this resort, it's not all these kicked up. There's literally nobody else there other than Piccolo. I have to call him. He's a green alien. I have to call him Piccolo. Like there's literally nobody else but Piccolo and Red Beans. That's it. My boy Samuelson. And him and Cliff hit it off. So it's like, oh man, these dudes ain't half bad. He hates Nas. I hate Nas. Everybody chilling. One of the best scenes. Oh, I don't need. Well, it was a couple of. Oh, it was a couple of them. Seriously, but I know when they were sitting, around the table, and Piccolo and Samuelson rolled up in there, and they're just like Vic, sit down. Stop trying to be a hero all the time. We not doing that. That's not who we are. We not here to try to save people. We don't. That dude probably retired. That's just a name. That's a nickname. Leave him alone. Vic goes over there. Get all up in that big. My boy Samuel's on the step. He like get off my. He basically like get on my big dog face. You know what I'm saying? This ain't none of your business. It ain't none of your business what we doing over here. You know what I'm saying? You must don't know who you talking to. I love the introductions Every time he walks in, he had the music playing. I thought that shit was dope. It's just so funny to me. But yeah, eventually things settle down and like they go all their separate ways. There was actually a scene I forgot about, and there's this thing that like you have to climb and like you find out who you are after you climb it. They say Richard Nixon climbed it, and once he came down, he resigned. Well, I thought that was funny because even there at first, like what's name had a moment there. Cliff and Cyborg, and because Cyborg doesn't like Star Labs have cut him off, like he can't use his powers anymore, which is weird. It's like Grid should have had you prepared for that, or like he has to. I feel like Vic really needs to get to the point where he can do all these things himself. But I think this is not the Cyborg that I think that we know, the one that's like created by the Mother Box and all the stuff like that, because he seemed to literally be like some stuff created from like Star Labs. He was created by the Mother Box and everything. Then he would have all access to that, and he would be in control of everything. But it doesn't seem like he is. But yeah, back to what I was saying. He said, "I'm cyborg. I need all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm nothing without this." He said, "Nah, Vic." And like this is literally Robot Man. And granted, he took full advantage of Vic being not able to use his abilities and stuff. But like in this moment, he told him like, "Dude, like you tripping. Like you're much more than just wires and like buttons. You know what I'm saying?" So I was just like, "Damn, that's really cool." And like, cause like even Vic was looking like, "Thank you." And another moment I wanted to talk about because I mentioned it earlier was everybody who actually missed the chief. We had a moment where Rita and Jane were just kind of like relaxing, you know, because Jane had to get convinced to come there. Kay was pretty much the one like basically is like looking out for her, and she kind of feels bad, like my job was to look out for them and everything. And we just had that moment where she's chilling, and I'm like, oh wow, and she's highly pissed off that she's being taken care of by the person that she was created to take care of. Like, and they were both, her and Rita were both just laughing, talking about how they don't care about the chief. So it's official. We both don't miss him, and you can Rita's in the bag. Rita's in the bag, so you can't see her face, but you can look at Jane and tell like Jane, that's not actually how Jane feels. Jane definitely had her issues with the chief, but you also knew that they cared about one another, you know, like dearly. So I think she's going to at some point she's going to have to deal with that, and like actually keep it real about that whole situation. And fast forward back, Garguax, that's his name. Garguax is getting ready to leave because he's like, pretty much, this is over, bro. We see the problems that they have because the Doom Patrol implode. They all start going in on one another. They, bro, they go in on my boy Vic, man. Blue light strips, bro. They just start going at him, just hit him with zingers over and over. Hilariously funny. Then Vic basically tells about Robot Man, like what Cliff, like, hey Cliff, how about you tell him you having some issues with your brain and you don't want nobody to know about it. We see Cliff like tripping. That goes back to like earlier when he was with his daughter and like his hand get to shaking and he gets stiff and can't move anymore. He thinks it's just like something wrong with his functionality, but it's not. It's actually something, you know what I'm saying? The one human element that he has is his brain, and that's starting to fail him now. So you could tell he's scared and frustrated. So it's so much going on with everybody. Rita, who she pretty much tells him like, well, yeah, the chief assigned me to like look out, but I turned it down and I didn't tell you guys about it. Jane, it's like there's always something with Jane. That's my girl, but there's always something with Jane. So they're just all dysfunctional. And that's why Gargoyle is like, man, these people messed up already. Like let's get out of here. Then he gets the call they've been waiting on, the mission. He thought the mission that gave up on them, but apparently not. The mission is back. And then he tells him to run because Samuelson is out here putting everybody on the t-shirt. Kills the Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol, what? Yeah, they die. Technically, they're dead. I don't know how Cliff died, particularly. I know how Sharp was. All the other ones had like little stuff going up. Oh, take that back. Because it seemed like whatever he hit them with affected, like you see like the veins on their face. So they probably got up to like Cliff's brain. It probably affected it. So they all died. If your brain go off, he done. So you had that. And they all get sent back home. Larry recovers them. But before that, even when they all got killed, Madame Rogue set it up so they would be killed, which makes me wonder, why would she do that? Madame Rogue, I think Madame Rogue is Rita from the future. I don't know. I could be wrong, and it's just because like, why does she have her face? I don't. It's just speculation, but I think yeah. So that's another element to this we have. Now the Doom Patrol's dead. Cliff's back. Dorothy's back. And Dorothy walks in on Cliff, literally have everybody set up at the damn table wrapped in bandages. He got Jane throwing a finger sign. Like everybody, it's the weirdest thing ever. And Dorothy's kind of like, yeah, my boy got some issues. My boy tripping. Ultimately, we call in Danny. Danny sends these three characters. The Dead Boys Detective Agency. I think that's their name. The Dead or something like that. The Dead Boys Detective Agency. I want to say that's their name. And it was three of them, and the girl. I think the girl name was. Oh, I can't remember the girl's name. Jesus Christ, I'm terrible. I know. But nonetheless, they have to get them back because they're not dead. They're before you cross over. They're in processing. Okay, they're in processing. So eventually, they all go there. Well, not all. Only person who technically goes there is Larry and Charles and Edwin, who they had a good joke. They said, Harry, what do they call him? A Harry Potter reject? A Harry Potter? Angry Harry Potter? Cliff called Angry Harry Potter. The Zinger is always funny. But you see some stuff that happened with them. And I don't think that's for no reason. Because in order to enter, I don't know, I guess I'm just going to call it purgatory. In order to enter purgatory through the gate, you have to sacrifice pain. And we saw when Edwin put his hands on there, we saw him getting chased by somebody that was blood on him. And then we see like more, while they're gone, Dorothy and old girl are having like a conversation about their parents and stuff they had to go through. So I'm just like, there's no way they're giving us this much information about these characters and we're not going to see more of them. You have Edwin having feeling for Charles and like Charles afraid of water. We don't know why that is. Like there's like, and for them to be, there's no way they're throwaway characters and we getting all this information with them. I would be willing to bet money before the season's over, we're going to have an entire episode dedicated to them and Dorothy, because Dorothy is still a part of this thing. And so following Dorothy would ultimately mean we would be following the detective boys, the Dead Boys Detective Agency. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's probably how they're going to bring that into it. They end up getting the crew back. The crew was also saved by somebody who knows Rita. That I don't know who that person is, but I think it's Larry. I don't know why I think it's Larry, because he tells never let him see you sweat. I think eventually Larry is going to tell that to Rita, and Rita's going to be like, oh, this is the same thing the person told me. Because look how they look. Look at the face. They look similar. You know what I'm saying? How Negative Man looks under his bandages, they look similar. The only thing different, he just looks a bit older. You know? So I think that's definitely what's gonna happen. I don't know. We get back and Madam Rogue shows up. So don't tell him what's about to happen next episode. We still got Vic dealing with. I didn't even mention literally everybody. It's so much. Like you need 3 episodes. They jam pack stuff, but not to the point where it felt like it was stuff. Things were stepping on each other. You know what I'm saying? It flows. Like this show has the perfect flow, and it knows when to do certain things. Like the subtlety it just works. Okay, like the timing is what works the best. But you had Vic having a conversation with his mama, Cliff having a conversation with his daddy. We discovered that Kay's grandmother's name is Jane, and the doll Jane that she made was supposed to be the strongest because it takes from her. All of this stuff was in these. Like, bro, I'm like, I smiled and just like belly laughed throughout so many episodes. But when this show pulls it down, pulls it back, and just like gives you those character moments, it does it with precise execution. Those moments have never felt out of place. And as much as they joke, as much as they curse, as much as they just wild, and this team is dysfunctional as they get, they never ruin those moments. Not once throughout this series have I ever felt like those emotional moments been ruined by some jokes because they never do them. You might have Cliff cursing some because 9 times out of 10 it's either Cliff or Jane cussing somebody out in those after those moments, but it's not forced. It just feels like their character and like the natural thing that would be said. It's this show is phenomenal, like just phenomenal. And I can't like. Granted, next week I'll be able to review 1 episode. Reviewing this 3 was good, but there was so much, and I felt like I had to spend so much time on each because there was 3 episodes and there was so much stuff in each of those episodes. But like next week, you will be shorter and I can be more precise with everything because I have to try to remember so many things throughout these 3 episodes. But nonetheless, I'm so happy Doom Patrol is back. You guys, let me know what y'all thought about it down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys staying safe. And I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace out.